said that Ivory got jumped by some girls, and like I didn't even know that. Like he must not know, child, because the baddies, they gonna run up, okay? Especially when that camera cut. You guys are literally fighting over $25. Like, I'm not understanding. Are y'all making money or not? Like, let us know. What up, y'all? It's your girl E, and I'm back with another one. Now, if you don't know me, I'm your favorite guru girly. Now, I post an array of topics from like tours, I post reviews, recaps, pretty much everything. DIY, budgets. This is like a one-stop shop. So if you're new here, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button, period. Now, there's a whole lot going on, like a whole lot going on. Like Baddies Caribbean just dropped their finale episode, episode 20. So we're gonna get into that. They also dropped their Baddies Midwest audition, part 1. And last night, they dropped their official Baddies Midwest cast, you guys. So let's go ahead and get into it, because there is a lot to talk about. Now, we are going to be talking about a lot of different topics today. So if there's a topic that you're more interested in, just go ahead and skip to the part that you're interested in. I'll make sure to go ahead and put timestamps. So that way, if you just want to watch the audition review, you can just skip to that. Or if you just want to, you know, get into the cast for Baddies Midwest with me, then you can go ahead and skip to that also. Period. Now, Baddies Caribbean wrapped up their season, child, with episode 20. So let's go ahead and get into it. Now, the girls were in Santo Domingo, I believe, and they were at the Colonial Plaza, and they're pretty much going on the tour with Biggie. And I thought it was so cute how like Anna was salsa dancing with the tour guide, and pretty much Biggie was showing the girls around. That was super cool. I'm not gonna lie, I was a little bit scared when I saw the moving statue start moving around too, because I thought that was a statue. So I think that's so cool that they just have like a center, you know, in the community where like there's cool stuff like that going on. Now, Anna is a character. She's gonna say to the statue, "Don't you know I'm a baddie?" Like, girl, you think everybody watches baddies in foreign countries? Like, I know some people do though. I'm not gonna knock it. Now, I can't believe Anna and Biggie was really like arguing over a leaf. Like, that's some typical sister-ish. Real talk. Like, you guys are literally fighting over $25. Like, I'm not understanding. Are y'all making money or not? Like, let us know. Because fighting over a $25 leaf is crazy. But I feel honored too. Like, I hate stingy people. I cannot stand people who are so stingy. So I would check some ish too. Like, listen, don't be stingy with me. And I've actually had to do that before. So yeah, I could definitely feel honored. Like, no, like if you gonna be stingy with me, I'm gonna be stingy with you. And you're not gonna like that. I want to give you the best version of me. So why don't you just share? You know, sharing is caring, you know? But at the same time, I can also say that I feel Biggie, because I hate people who always be trying to mooch and like blood suck and stuff. Like, spend your money. Like, I've had friends who like will have money, but they just think you got so much money, so they want to spend all your money. Like, bro, we both get paid from the show, so like, you know, I'm not understanding. You know what I'm saying? So I get both sides too. And that was pretty embarrassing though. Like, I'm not gonna lie. If I had a friend who did that to me on camera, like on a TV show, talk about spend your money, I don't know if we would be friends anymore. I'm just saying. Because Anna, why you need Meatball to even buy you some leaves or buy you anything? But I think Taseki did buy Biggie's leaves or whatever the case was, because I do remember when Taseki was like, "Oh well, Biggie, I bought yours," and you know, stuff like that. But when Biggie and Anna got into it and they had to like separate, you know, Taseki did go with Anna and Biggie went with Meatball. And when like Anna was venting, it did kind of seem like Taseki was agreeing with her, but I could be wrong. Maybe she was just like listening, nodding her head, but it did kind of seem like she was agreeing with Anna. So Natalie takes some of the other girls to the charity event that they were doing in the community. I believe it was like a clinic, a women's clinic in Santa... I believe, in a smaller community connected to like the women's center or the women's clinic. And so when they got there, I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty surprised to see that like most of the people in that community were like black. Like, you know, they were like the same skin tone as Biggie. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Like, you know, like to see a lot of Afro-Latino people and like just to see an Afro-Latino community like live and direct. So that was pretty cool. I thought it was so funny when Natalie freaking ran up and hugged like the little black child. It gave, come here, child. Come here, little underprivileged child. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It was kind of cute, but it was also cringe. I don't know. It just seemed a little forced. I don't know. And I don't know why when I seen that scene, all I could think about was like all the colorist comments that people allegedly said Natalie made. But no, it was cute. It was cute. And it was... Now, Zeus, y'all know exactly what y'all were doing by choosing to hand out money. Like, I feel like in any environment, whether it's America, it don't matter what country, UK, Canada, if you're passing out money to the public, it's just going to cause chaos, period. Like, who's going to walk past free money? Like, nobody. I'm not even going to walk past free money. You know what I'm saying? So, like, by choosing to give, like, an underprivileged community money, I just feel like Zeus knew exactly what they were doing, you know, and it was a little bit chaotic, you know, like a few of the girls even said it themselves. Scotty was like, this was dangerous and, you know, we shouldn't have done it this way. So, yeah, I feel like they could have probably like bought like hecka food or like hecka like products or like, you know, hygiene products, whatever, like, you know, that would have been like the more mature, responsible way to give back. But hey, it made for good TV. And yeah, they definitely had a crowd. Like, you guys, it was so chaotic that people were like passing their children off. Like, they're like carrying their children. All I see is children being passed around in the air so that they can go and collect money from like the Zeus members. Like, I'm just like, that was wild. And then like, I think Sapphire got stuck with someone's baby and they were like looking for the mother at one point, and like they were like, whose kid is this? Like, you know, but that's the thing, like it was just so chaotic. People should have never been passing their kids around, forgetting their kids with these people. Like, that was wild. But hey, you know, people were doing what they had to do, and you know, I think they did find the mom, so it all worked out. But yeah, that was wild. I forget where the girls were heading. I want to say they were headed back to like the house, and like Anna and Nunu just get into it out of nowhere. I guess Anna was talking crap about Nunu to the producer, and like Nunu overheard the conversation and like, you know, just started going at it with Anna. And Anna was like, you're only coming at me because I'm injured. And, you know, Nunu was like, you talk hecka crap, but you don't catch your own fades. And, you know, it was just a whole bunch of back and forth. So Taseki grabs Anna and like takes her away from the situation, and the girls are like headed to the monument where Biggie had a surprise for them. So I guess it was like a historical site, and you know, she was giving them a piece of her, and she even surprised them with some fireworks. So yeah, that was pretty dope. So right after that, the girls pretty much headed to dinner and chow, the Last Supper. Yeah, it got real. It got real. So basically all the girls are at the dining table, and everyone is pretty much like taking turns giving their last thoughts on their whole journey, the whole experience on the show, their final thoughts. So Nunu pretty much gave her final thoughts, and she also made sure to call out Anna. You know, and Anna was like, I don't know you. You don't got beef with me. You just a clout chaser. And yeah, like Nunu was like, well, I'm not going to keep going back and forth with you. If I can't get to you, I'm going to see you at reunion, which we're going to get to that in a second. So yeah, like that was crazy. So Callie gives her last final thoughts, and she made sure to call out Jayla and pretty much the OGs and saying like they're bullies. She feels that Jayla and Natalie are bullies, and I kind of can feel what she's saying, because you know, even the viewers, we can sense that, like, you know, what's the word? Like, we can kind of sense that there's like some type of priority type of ish going on. Like, you know, it's levels to it within the baddie cast. Like, you can tell the OGs have more say so, they have more grounding in on the show than like the newbies. So yeah, I can see what Callie was talking about. So Tinka starts to give her final remarks, and she starts to talk about the betrayal. She starts to talk about the betrayal of Meatball. I'm sorry, Tinka is just so dramatic. And when she started to talk, like they started to play like the sad violin music, and it was just like so dramatic, and you could just tell like everyone at the table was like, oh my gosh, here we go again. And like when Mariah walked in, Natalie was like, oh, Mariah's here. Like, Natalie was trying to change the subject, like, okay, like, right in the middle of Tinka's like sad story. That was freaking hilarious. So after that, they pretty much asked Meatball how she feels, and she pretty much says like she had a good experience, and she pretty much spoke on like the whole chain situation. But I don't know. Side eye, no comment. I mean, I don't know, but the whole Meatball situation, I just feel like I can understand a little bit of where Meatball is coming from, but I do feel like it came off as her being a hater, not gonna lie. But I think more so Meatball probably just felt like, they were trying to play on her face because she was the bigger, she's not even an artist. She's like the bigger influencer between her and Tinka, and like now they're on this show, and like Tinka is outshining her. So that's how it came off to me, but I don't know, y'all can let me know in the comments what y'all think. How did it come off to you? Do you feel like Meatball was being a hater, or do y'all feel like they were doing Meatball wrong? Because again, we didn't really see Tinka hang out with Meatball this whole season, so she probably did feel like left out and like left behind by Tinka. Next, we see Rolly and Biggie hug it out. Okay, that was cute. That was cute. Honestly, I don't know why they ever had beef. Well, no, actually I do. Like when they were getting a lot of backlash for bullying Stunna Girl, I feel like Rolly just kind of jumped ship, and that's how the beef started between her and Biggie. But I'm glad to see that they hugged it out, and like they're finally moving on from that. Next, we see Anna give her heartfelt speech, and you guys, this episode was just so funny to me, like in a corny way though, because like right when Anna was giving her little speech and like talking about her face injury and just how she felt like the girls were there for her, Nunu interrupts her, and she's like, oh, well, you stop talking all that ish, maybe that wouldn't happen to you. So it was just like pretty funny. Like Tinka and Anna both gave like heartfelt little speeches, and like they were both being interrupted. They said, F that speech, okay? DTB, you are so dramatic. Like, how you gonna move seats because you talking about Meatball has a knife in her hand? Like, girl, that girl's not gonna stab you. Well, not on TV. I hope not. I hope not. You never know. Meatball is from Philly, so you just never know. So next, Taseki gives her final remarks about the show and her experience to the girls. And to me, like her closing remarks kind of threw me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. She basically said like, if you guys are not fighting like her, like if you can't fight like her, like really effing ish up, that y'all should pretty much just get along. Like that's pretty much what she said. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. But she pretty much said, I got the hands, and I don't like to fight, but if y'all not fighting like that, then why can't y'all just get along? You guys, like what is going on? Like we're gonna touch on Reunion, because I feel like after Reunion now she's really feeling like the Incredible Hulk, and I don't know, like Taseki is really in her head about being an Incredible Hulk and an eater. Let me know what you guys think about Taseki's final remarks, telling the girls if they're not fighting like her, they should pretty much sit it out and get along. Okay, so next we got Sapphire. I felt like Sapphire's closing remarks was like the one that probably caught my, she kind of got me with her closing remark, because you could tell, it was more genuine, and she pretty much, was telling the girls how she felt judged after the whole, situation with Sukiana, and she felt like she didn't deserve that, but, she's glad that she but she pretty much said like, she's happy that she got to spend this time with the girls, and it was a great experience, and like all the girls were like, oh, Sapphire, so that was cool. Jayla, oh my goodness, Jayla is so funny. Her closing remarks, she pretty much said like she saw the show grow for 2 seasons after she got off, and she was glad to be the voice of reason. I don't know if Jayla, I mean, I guess when it came to the meatball situation, she was a voice of reason. But I don't know. Her closing remark to me was a little cringe. It was kind of funny, but like, I'm like, now Jayla, you know darn well. So it's Roly's turn, and she's pretty much, talking to the girls. She pretty much says that she feels like the replacements should both get a chain, period. I'm glad somebody spoke up for the replacements. And she also said that Meatball also deserves a chain. However, she feels like Meatball has some growing to do before she can officially be a baddie. And I can agree with that. However, I feel like Callie and DTB should not be left out of the conversation because they definitely gave this season. Ultimately, Natalie leaves it up to the girls and tells them to vote between Callie, DTB, and Meatball on who should get the baddie chain. Now, the majority of the girls voted for Meatball. Now, a lot of the viewers are outraged about this decision. My take on it is that I just feel like between Callie and DTB and the 2 replacements, any one of those 4 would have been more deserving than Meatball, I feel like, this season. But, again, I feel like because of, Meatball's fan base and connections or whatever the case may be with the other girls, she came out on top. But I felt like Natalie should have never... But I feel like Natalie should have never even let the girls vote on that. That's something that she should have did on her own and made a decision on her own. I feel like leaving it up to the other girls, now it's becoming like a popularity contest. Like who's cool, who in the house, that's who's going to get the most votes. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean they're the most deserving of the chain. You know what I'm saying? So DCB clocked it, and I'm glad DCB clocked it. She pretty much said, like, yeah, go ahead and give the chain to Meatball. She's been crying about it. She's been crying about the chain, so go ahead and give it to her. And you got to give it to DTB. She don't hold her tongue. She says how she feels, and she was right for feeling how she feels. Like DTB, even though she was annoying at certain points of the season, she definitely was like more interactive. She got in the paint more. She gave more vibes, more energy than Meatball did. So Meatball kind of was like a sour crybaby about the chain a few episodes. So, I mean, she clocked it. She spoke on what really happened. And, you just can't fault her for that. And DTB told them, like, listen, I came into the game with my chain, so this ain't nothing. I ain't never crying over a chain. And I know that's right, period. Let them know. Stand on it. All 10. Yeah. Now, Natalie says she's disgusted by DTB's behavior and that she has a second chain, but now she's not going to give it to anyone, and walks off. I feel like Natalie, like, really, now is when you want to draw the line about someone being a sour crybaby about a chain. You should have did that a long time ago when it came to Meatball. And now I feel like, why didn't you do that when it came to Meatball? Like, when Meatball stepped to Natalie and asked her about the chain, Natalie was like, oh, well, yeah, you probably deserve a chain, but I don't even have one. I gave Tinka the one off my neck. Like, like, you didn't check Meatball. And she even, like, did it again when you gave Asia Doll a chain, So, I don't know, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. How do y'all feel about the way the season ended? Let me know. Because I just feel like, I don't know, they've been treating DTP like the stepchild. But yeah, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Now, the Baddies Midwest auditions, Detroit is officially out. Yes, part 1 is officially out. So if you haven't seen it, make sure to go check it out, you guys. It was wild. It was a whole bunch of effery going on. Yeah, so your girl did attend auditions, you guys. And I'm not gonna lie, I pretty much went just for the vibe, to experience something new. I've never been to an audition for anything. And honestly, I felt like it just made sense since I'm already doing the reviews and the recaps. It would be super dope just to get like a firsthand experience of like, how production and like, the auditions are put together. So that was pretty cool. I got to see the behind the scenes with the network. And yeah, so now like everything makes more sense to me as I'm doing the recaps. And to be honest with you guys, when I went to auditions, like, I hadn't really decided if I really wanted to be on the show. I more so knew that I wanted to get some behind the scenes footage. I thought it would be fun. It would be a dope experience. And I just feel like I'm in my explore adventure era. Some of you guys know I was in a car accident, like a little bit over a year ago. And like, you know, I got like major injuries and stuff. So for like the first time in like a year and a half, I feel like I'm just kind of like getting out of my shell, exploring again, getting out there. But at the same time, I am recovering from some injuries. So like I was like debating on if like, I don't know, like would you really want to be on a fighting show? But yeah, I pretty much was like, hey, F it. I'm gonna just go and see what's going on. At the very least, I can get some content. And yeah, and you guys, I really did have so much more behind the scenes footage for you guys, but my camera did get stolen at the auditions by a girl who I invited to come with me. She already lived in Detroit, and yeah, it was just so crazy. But my actual audition went good. It was just some F shit that happened towards the end with a bum. But yeah, go check out my behind the scenes. Go check out my behind the scenes vlog, you guys, because I spilled all the tea. I definitely gave all the details of what happened. Part 3 will be coming out this Sunday, and I will be talking more about like the girl who stole my camera and that whole situation. But long story short, a lot of people were desperate at this audition. I don't know, you guys. People are really crazy when it gets to like TV, and people get really desperate, you know. So ciao, it was just a whole lot. But again, part 3 will drop all the details on that, so make sure you tune in. And yeah, we're gonna get into my audition. They did show my round 1 audition, so I will show a clip of that. But yeah, it gave very much classy, very calm, very mindful, very demure. Because, you know, a baddie never got to do too much, okay? Like, at the end of the day, I know the type of bee that I am. I'm also not going to, like, create a situation, you know? Like, I'm pretty calm and chill. I have fun. I'm lit. Y'all can check, like, my other vlogs. I like to have fun. But if you play with me, you're going to get another side of me. And, like, you're not going to expect the side that you're going to get. And also, I'm not about to like get out of character and be fighting people for free. Like, at the end of the day, I'm going to get all my coins, you know, like Natalie said, we're getting to the bag. So I'm not just about to be fighting people on camera and then like not be getting paid for it either. Like, you know, I'm a super sarcastic person. So I'm like vibey all the time. Like, you know, like I'm just me. And you need a girly like me on them type of shows, you know. I guess that's the biggest difference between Baddies and BGC. Like with BGC, it was like all regular girls and you just put them in the house and just let ish happen naturally. And like, don't get me wrong, I know the producers do probably put, you know, things in the girls' ears to make them do a little extra, but still it was more natural and stuff. But now I feel like it's like a clout competition with a lot of gatekeeping. You know, everyone thinks they're a star, everyone thinks they're famous, and like, you know, everybody's just feeling better than the next. But it's like, man, we're supposed to be here lit, having fun, turning up, you know what I'm saying? The drama is gonna come regardless, you know, the drama is always gonna be there. I just feel like things are too story produced. Everybody's trying to one up, get their little punchline in, you know, for some clout. Like, it's just, I don't know. Me, I just like natural-ish. You know, I'm a boss in real life, and I'm never just gonna, you know, yeah, I'm just never gonna do the most. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you play with me, you're gonna get that side that you're looking for. But other than that, it's good vibes. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into the trailer, you guys. I'm over here giving a speech, popping my ish, you know. Okay, so Baddies Midwest auditions, you guys. They showed part 1 with the girls in the line, and like it was so many fights going on outside, you guys. Like, it didn't make no sense how many fights were going on outside the auditions, like before anyone even got in. It's girls getting carried away. It was a girl being put in the ambulance bed. Like, it was just crazy. And honestly, I think a lot of fights happened before I even got there. Matter of fact, one of the girls that I interviewed from the Baddies Midwest interview So like there was a whole bunch of stuff going on, and that happened before I even got there, you guys. So Bobby, Janisha, and New York, they are the host for the Baddies auditions. So they all arrived doing their thing. Next, we start seeing the baddies arrive. We had Taseki, Anna, Tinka, Meatball, Mariah Lynn. And you guys, when Mariah Lynn like walked over to the crowd to wave and say hi, one of the girls threw water at her. Like a lot of the girls that were there at auditions, they did not like Mariah. Like they were booing her and all types of ish. Like, you know, like Mariah was so pissed. She was trying to get to that girl and fight that girl. Like it was wild. But anyway, that girl was escorted out. So she pretty much lost her opportunity, I guess. So some of the girls got to go to the Zeus Lounge and the VIP chow. And while the majority of the other girls were in the main auditorium, it was just a whole bunch of wild-ish going on. It was just one girl on the floor, and I don't know what she was doing. I don't know what she was doing, but she was doing something on the floor, breakdancing. The girl with the diaper had me rolling for days. I'm not gonna lie. Like, girl, you was too grown. Like, stop playing with us, child. Why are you wearing a diaper? And then you over here showing us your diaper. And then this one girl had walked over because the lady was bent over, like showing us her diaper. So she thought maybe the lady was twerking and tried to like hit her ass. But then when she saw the diaper, she went like... When she saw the diaper on the lady, she went like this, like, like, you know, like, and like she was disgusted. She probably rushed to go wash her hands or something, child, because you could tell she was disgusted. That whole thing was completely hilarious. I would try to put a picture of that in there because that part was freaking hilarious, child. It was fights everywhere. Like, it was this one girl, she was like rubbing the wig on her titties. Child, people were being escorted out by security. Anna Mac had got into it with this one girl. I forget her name, but I guess she had came to like the audition last season and got into it with Anna. So she flew out this time to get her lick back, and, you know, Anna was furious. She was like, let me go, let me go. And then, you know, security was like pretty much separating the both of them, and then finally, you know, escorted that girl out. But on social media, I think it was Instagram, I did see a video where the girl waited outside to the very end for Anna to come out and attacked her again. So that girl was determined, okay? Like, that's some next level determination. I'm telling you, you got to be freaking faithful and you gotta be faithful and determined to do all that, child, because who got time? I don't got time. So now they're showing us like the auditions with the girls in the rooms, and like it was a few of the girls who stood out to me. Of course, I stood out the most, duh, but there was a few other girls who stood out also. The one girl who was like, I've been here since 7 a.m. I've been here since 7. She was not taking no for an answer. So who was it that gave her the ticket? I want to say it was Scotty, or one of the girls gave her the ticket. And then they had the freaking nerve, Jayla and Scotty, to reenact the whole situation, but they had me freaking cracking up. These girls are freaking psycho. I'm telling you, like, next level madness. So if y'all remember the part where the girls were fighting in the hallway, the fight did start in the audition room, but then it led into the hallway. If you look at my last behind the scenes part 2, you'll see that I have a clip of that same fight in the hallway. I was literally sitting like right there, like looking at the girls recording it. But yeah, it was wild. You know, it was wild. Yeah, that was wild. Now, the girl who attacked the other girl, she was like a lash tech from Georgia. You ain't right. You is not right. Like, why would you attack that girl? Like, you just ran up and punched her. That girl was like straight on the floor, laid out. I could not believe it. I was like, what? Like, you know, caught the girl off guard. And I'm glad Anna wasn't going for that. And like, you know, you can't just be sneaking people like that. Like, you know, like, it's never been that serious. Like, you know, like, that's next level thirsty to me. Like, you too thirsty for this ticket, baby girl. Like, you ain't had to do all that. That was wild. Like, at the end of the day, y'all gotta understand, like, these girls really did get hurt in real life. Like, it's people bleeding from their head and all types of. Matter of fact, let's clock that tea. The fight with baby, I think her name was Bad Dolly, but like I heard she was like on some other show too, like Now That's TV or something. But anyway, this girl freaking fought everybody in her audition room damn near. Like fought everybody. She started with the dang, I forget her name. She started with the one girl, the light-skinned girl. She was like trying to take off her shoes and just started taking off on her. Then she fought the other bigger girl with the red shirt on. And then the last girl that she ended up fighting is the one who like was bleeding from her head. And like honestly, like I don't know. I feel like she didn't really have to fight her, because even the girls like were telling her like, like y'all don't gotta fight. Like they were telling her like, come take your ticket. She's like, no, I want to fight. No, I want to fight. So Meatball told her like, well, come on then, like, go fight. And she started to fight Bad Dolly and got her freaking head leaking and all types of ish, like, But my whole thing is this: Bad Dolly had rings on, and at the end of the day, people are saying, oh, well, she wanted to fight. Well, she wanted to fight. At the end of the day, Bad Dolly came to the auditions with rings on, knowing that she was going to fight somebody with those rings on. Like, why would you come to an audition with rings on knowing that you're gonna fight? You look like you're dressed to fight. You're on that type of time. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're on that type of time. So if you're really big and bad, you shouldn't really need rings on. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, honestly, if they were going to cast Bad Dolly, they should have casted the girl who was bleeding from her head, too. And I can see why Anna wasn't feeling it. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you want someone on the cast that's going to, have rings on? So, that's a no-no for me. That's a no. And another thing that I'm going to clock is, like, Anna, like, I like how you were taking up for the girls, like in situations with, the rings and everything. But you also went on live saying that you fought Nunu at reunion and you wrapped your chain around your wrist. So at the same time, I just feel like, y'all can't be hypocrites now. Like, y'all can't be picking and choosing where you want to be ethical and have morals and principles. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about that, because that's wild. Now, the one girl that they interviewed with the cute black dress with the short hair, she was pretty funny. And she was pretty much, talking to Janisha during her interview in New York. They thought she was just so adorable and cute. And honestly, she was. But even she said, like, hey, she's ready to fight and rumble if she has to. That's just to tell you, it didn't matter what type of, girl you were. You had to be on go and ready for anything at this audition, child, because anything was to be expected, okay? I don't know why this grown man came to the Baddies audition. Like, he literally said he was a father and a cook and like some other stuff, but like, you're a guy and this is a girl show. I don't know if he was transgender, but he dressed as a man that day. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Now, I definitely feel like they played on Mayweather's sister's top, and I'm surprised they did her like that, because Mayweather actually does business with Zeus. And to me, I'm gonna just keep it real, they kind of like played in her face and kind of embarrassed her a little bit. So I wonder how Mayweather is feeling about that. And pretty much Tinka checked Mayweather's sister for talking while she was talking and was like, oh, well, you can get out and stuff like that. And then like they were like, oh, well, we're not gonna just pass you to the next round just because of that, like, just because you're Mayweather's sister. And then when like Scotty was finally gonna give her the ticket and was like, you know what, here you go, no one stopped her, no one checked her, then the fight happens between her and the girl, which she whooped some butt. I don't promote violence, but she whooped some butt, okay? And that's what that girl gets for walking up on her trying to take her ticket. But yeah, she pretty much whooped that girl's butt. And they still gave the other girl a ticket to the next round, which, was crazy to me. I don't know if they gave Mayweather's sister a ticket or not, because they didn't show that part. So if we see her in round 2, I guess we'll find out. The girl that was doing the sea walk was hilarious, child. She was funny. And you could tell she was just chilling. So I'm glad they gave her a ticket. Now, as Mariah was walking out of the audition room because 2 girls had gotten into it. And I guess, like, she was trying to go see something. Like, she was walking out the room. But she had told one of the girls that was fighting that she wasn't going to get a ticket. And I think Anna was about to give that girl a ticket. She was like, no, we don't have a ticket for you. So that girl was standing right by the door waiting for Mariah to walk out. And as soon as she walked out, she went boom, boom, boom. Knocked Mariah off her feet. Okay? Like, that's what I call plan and execute. Okay? Like, it was kind of funny the way it happened though, because like, you know, I wasn't expecting that. We weren't expecting that. And Mariah was like pissed, trying to get her lick back. And next thing you know, you see Anna running, trying to get at the girl for Mariah, trying to get her lick back. That whole thing was hilarious, child. Now the Baddies Midwest Part 2 trailer. We got the girls doing cartwheels and rolling on the floor. We got the girls showing their titties. We got an Asian doll getting into it with somebody. We got Mariah Lynn running up on stage, attacking some girl. Why? We have no idea yet. It's just a lot. It's just a lot going on, okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into your girls' audition. Now, as I told you guys before, your girl Reviews with E was at the auditions, child. And yeah, I was definitely there to have a time, have fun, get some behind the scenes footage, network. And yeah, just pretty much just vibe and chill. You know, it was just something to do. And honestly, I think the reason why I was so nervous is because this is like the first time I'm like going on camera and like doing an audition. Also, I feel like just with everything that happened with my accident and stuff, this is just like the beginning of me like getting out of my shell again, getting back out there, doing things I love to do. So I was really just nervous within myself of just like what I was gonna do, what I was gonna say, not so much about like, you know, everything else around me. I think it was just like, for me, it was something different and new that I was doing. And you know, that's normal. Like whenever you do something new out of your comfort zone, you're gonna like be nervous, like, oh shit, like, you know, what am I gonna do? Like, is this gonna come out right? So honestly, I'm proud of myself. I think the only thing I would have probably did differently is I probably would have just showed more of my personality. But then again, I feel like the auditions happened so quick and there were parts that were cut out. And another thing I noticed was that you couldn't even really hear what I was saying. Like, and that was another issue because I couldn't really hear everything that the judges were saying. Like even when Taseki like spilled her drink and she was like, oh, I know you guys are excited and everything. Like, I didn't even hear her say that. I never even knew that she said that. And I wasn't excited. I mean, I was excited like just to be there and like just to be out the house and not being injured as much anymore and just like, you know, being out and about. But I mean, I live in Atlanta where, you know, you run into people every day, especially in my neighborhood, you run into people every day. So it was just like another day. It was another walk in the park for me. Like, you know, I was just pretty much chill. You know, I just, you know, brought gifts. And I was just there for a good time. You could tell like I was on good energy, you know, popping my little ish, even though you couldn't hear me talking. So yeah, it was fun. And by the way, the hair extensions that I gave to the girls will be available.
Bitch, body wave, huh?
Body wave, huh?
Body wave, huh? 20 inch. Deep wave.
You get a ticket.
It'll be available on my website real soon. So stay tuned. Make sure you're subscribed so you can get all the updates, all the notifications. You know what I'm saying? This is like the second time that I'm like wearing these extensions and you could tell the quality is so bomb. So trust me, you're going to be getting like real high quality hair on a budget, okay? Period. So yeah, like I'm glad I was able to like share some of my hair extensions from my line with the baddies. And yeah, I was just chilling, you know, like it was just another day for me. Doing something adventurous because I'm always doing something wild, child. Half of the things that I do in real life do not even make it to YouTube. So let's go ahead and take a look at your girl Reviews with E audition.
Yes. I love a bitch with gifts. That's my love language. You don't need a cup.
I got you, Scotty. I'm gonna get you.
Give it to me.
Y'all gotta be careful when y'all coming here, ladies. I get y'all excited, but y'all
Body
gotta be
way, huh?
Bitch, body wave.
Body wave,
Body wave, how 20 is. Deep wave.
You get a ticket. You get a wet one, girl. You not the
Period. F you
That's a boss
mean.
bitch.
Period. F you mean. That's a boss bee. F you mean. Like, period. I think my audition went good. You know, it was just all good feedback. I know Taseki was a little upset about her cup spilling, but I could have sworn she knocked it over herself. But Chayla was like, you don't need that cup.
You don't need a cup.
Period. You don't need that cup, girl. You got bundles, okay? But yeah, I think my audition went good. It was pretty chill, you know what I'm saying? Bosses recognize bosses, you feel me? So, period, you know, I just went in, you know, brought some gifts and, you know, popped my ish a little bit. You couldn't hear what I was saying, but, you know, I still popped my ish and I was like, yeah, body weight, period. I was shy though. But I think it went good. I think it went good for like, you know, my first audition. It was pretty chill. I didn't have to do too much. I didn't have to come in fighting or like, you know, doing nothing too crazy. So that was pretty cool. Yeah, so let me know what y'all think about my audition round 1. Zeus is going to be posting round 2 for the auditions this Sunday. So, oh my gosh, I know it's going to get a lot more hot, okay? Because round 2 auditions were wild. Like when I tell you I heard a lot of thumping just being in line, yeah, it went down. And yeah, I just can't wait to see it. I think there's going to be 3 parts for the Baddies Midwest auditions, but I don't know. Because they did announce the Baddies Midwest cast last night, which let's go ahead and get into that. Okay, let's get into that. Okay, Zeus has announced the Baddies Midwest cast officially. But congratulations to all the girls who got casted for Baddies Midwest. Shout out to y'all. And for the girls who didn't get casted, that's okay, you know. There's no way they can cast every single person that came to the auditions. So at the very least, I'm glad to see that there are a lot of new faces. I like that they took out a lot of the OG cast and brought in a lot of new cast, also with the special guests, which we're gonna get into that, okay? We're gonna get into the special guest in a second. Hold on, okay? But yeah, I like how they kind of evened it out now. Like, okay, we got 6 returning cast members. We have 8 new cast members. And, you know, now there's more of a balance. I love that they're not doing the replacement thing this season. I think that was like just over the top last season. The whole replacement thing was like, it was just trash. Everybody was like trying to size up the next person, like, oh, you're not even really part of the cast, you're a replacement. Like, yes, they are part of the cast. They're on our TV screens. We're being introduced to them. They're part of the cast. I mean, they're not getting as much airtime, but, you know, still, they're part of the cast. And I hate that some of the girls were kind of being bullied because of that. So I do like that they're not doing that this season. They got their new cast members, they got the returning cast members, and they got their special guest, okay? Now, let's go ahead and get into the cast members of who they picked, okay? Now, our returning cast members are Rolly, Scotty, Biggie, Tasiki, Anna Mac, Jayla, DTB, and Tinkerbella. Now, when I tell you, I'm surprised that they've recasted DTB for Baddies Midwest, especially with all the rumors and all the, you know, behind the scenes lives and just everything that's been coming out from Baddies Caribbean reunion. I'm really surprised that they casted DTB. Now, if you guys didn't hear, Taseki and DTB got into a fight at reunion, allegedly, and DTB's tooth got knocked out and her whole mouth just was bleeding, everything. Like, you know, she had knots on her forehead, black eyes. It was bad. Some of the live audience even said that, you know, DTB got jumped. You know, she fought Slim and Bianca at the same time. That Bianca allegedly even kicked her in the mouth, and that's why her tooth came out. We don't even know really the root of what really happened to her tooth. So we're going to have to tune in for reunion. But I just think the fact that, like, she even fought that many people. But I think the fact that she even lost a tooth was wild. And like when I saw a picture of Natalie posted up with the tooth, you could tell that like her tooth was knocked out from the very root. Like it's a wrap. Like that tooth is all the way out. So yeah, I was very surprised to see that DTB was on the cast or was casted for Baddies Midwest, because she also did say that Taseki ended her reality TV career. She said she was done with reality TV. And, you know, now we're hearing that, you know, possibly it could have been, you know, her tooth could have been kicked out by Bianca. So I don't know what to think. We just have to stay tuned to really find out what really happened. But child, yes, I'm glad that DTB is being recasted. I feel like she deserves to be on the cast. I feel like she brings a lot of energy to the show. She can be annoying at times, and she does insert herself into other people's stuff sometimes, and it can be annoying. But I feel like DTB is really good for the show, and I'm glad that they recasted her, especially with everything that happened to her at Reunion. I feel like she needs a redemption episode, and yeah, glad to see that she is on the cast. Now, I'm not surprised with the cast that they brought back. The beef between Taseki and DTB, I'm wondering if that's going to continue or if they're going to squash the beef. I don't know, but we're going to find out, child. We are going to find out. And then again, DTB did call out Anna and Biggie online, also on live, saying that she was disappointed that they voted for Meatball and not her. So I just wonder, you know, what's going to happen. Now, I am not surprised that Mariah Lynn did not come back this season. I'm a little surprised that Sapphire did not return this season, but I do think she had a good season last season. Meatball, even with the chain, did not return this season. I pretty much knew Tinkerbella was going to return, so that wasn't a surprise to me. So yeah. Now, the new celebrity cast is Akbar V and Jaden Alexis. Now, if you don't know Jaden Alexis, she is Blueface's first baby mother. And, you know, there's been tension between her and Krishan Rock in the past. So, you know, I kind of predicted that possibly Jaden Alexis could be on the cast. So I wasn't too surprised when I saw her. But I was very surprised to see Akbar V, especially after I just saw her on Auntie's podcast. I never really imagined her being on the Baddies you know, show. So that's kind of cool. But then again, when we look at our special guest, it's starting to make sense. So our special guests are going to be Krishan Rock, Tommy Lee, Krishan Rock, and they also have Slim coming back as a special guest, which was pretty interesting. I think they did really good with picking Krishan to come back. Tommy, of course, always good entertainment, and I think her and Akbar might have some friction. Slim was a wowzer to me. Wasn't really expecting that, but you know, glad to see her back on. I would love to see more girls from her season come back on also. I would love to see Bree come back. I would love to see Ann Moore come back. I don't know why they haven't came back yet. I forgot her name, but the girl that Krishan put in the sink, I would love to have her come back too. She was a vibe too. So yeah. Now, the new Baddies Midwest audition picks are, I'm going to start off with Bad Dolly because, I mean, she fought everybody in her line of auditions, so she's easy to remember. Now, I'm not really surprised that they casted her because, you know, she did whoop some butt. But I'm kind of surprised that they didn't cast any of the other girls that she got into it with. Also, you know, I heard that she was on another show, but Now That's TV. And I think a different network also, I could be wrong. So, she's done a little bit of TV, so this is going to be interesting. Ivory! They casted Ivory. Oh my. This is going to be good. This is going to be good. Now, I know Ivory made a comment about Krishan Rock in the past, but I think it was like a playful comment, but I don't know. It seems like she gets along with Taseki and Krishan, but you never know. The girls switch up every day on this show. So I don't know if we're going to get a Malone versus Ivory fight or not, but we're going to see about that. Also, I'm predicting that DTB and Bad Dolly might team up, and like maybe Taseki and Ivory team up, and like they're going, you know, hand in hand with each other. I don't know. I don't know how the season's gonna go, but it's gonna be interesting, child. Also, you know, Taseki and Krishan have kind of like been at odds with each other since like the whole beef between them while Krishan was pregnant. So I wonder how that's gonna work out on this season when Krishan is a special guest and she makes her appearance. So that's gonna be interesting. So yes, you guys, that is the Baddies Midwest cast that we've all been waiting for. And I can honestly say that Zeus really shocked me with how quick they released the cast. Literally, we have not even finished watching all the parts of the audition yet. So I'm surprised they released the cast so quick. And I'm really wondering what the rush was. Maybe they just want to start filming now. So they're trying to go ahead and get everything like pushing. You know, they are filming 2 shows. You know, they do have another show that they need a cast for, Baddies Gone Wild. So maybe they're trying to like go ahead and just get things, you know, started and stuff like that. But yeah, I was not expecting for them to release the cast that quickly. So go ahead and let me know who you guys would like to see on Baddies Gone Wild so far from the auditions. Of course, I know you guys want to see me. But like, who else would you guys like to see? Now, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of thought Zeus was gonna come harder with the Baddies Midwest cast when it came to their special guest. I thought they were gonna have like another rapper. Like, I know Krishan is gonna come on, but like Tommy, we've seen Tommy enough. Like, we saw her the last season. Slim, I wonder what Slim's storyline is gonna be. But I feel like they could have had some other like, you know, rappers come on like they usually do. I feel like that, you know, would have brought more like, you know, oomph to the show. Also, I thought they were gonna cast more people like Rocky Bad. Like, I thought that they were going to cast Rocky Bad, you know, because for one, she's from Detroit, and you know, there was some back and forth between her and Tommy, you know, when Stunner Girl and her were on the same season. So I thought that they were going to cast Rocky Bad. I thought they were going to cast Cuban Doll. I thought they were going to cast M. Foreign. I'm pretty surprised with the cast that they chose, you know. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. We covered a lot today. So again, let me know what you guys think. How do you feel about the cast? And who do you want to see on Baddies Gone Wild? Let me know in the comments. But all right, child, I have a festival to attend, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. But I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to click that subscribe button, and I will see y'all later. Bye.